My creepy neighbor. Hi! This is my first true scary story I've ever written here. But this story is mainly the reason I created this profile. Also, sorry if my English is not perfect. It's not my native language. I'm a 26 years old female. I've been living in my current apartment for 7 years now and still do. But my next door neighbor has been living in this apartment building since the 80s. So he's at least half my age, 53. To be exact, also, I need to mention that my neighbor has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I know this because I live in an area where a lot of people also know this guy. He used to be an artist and a teacher at a university, but ever since he got diagnosed, he has been struggling with finding a new job, maintaining his social and private life. I don't have any stigmas around mental disorders. In fact, I often feel quite empathetic towards people who suffer from schizophrenia or other mental illness. But he's overly quite an aggressive and short-tempered person. He's also very huge. I would say at least 2 meters tall and weight probably over 100 kilograms. So, therefore, there's a reason all of the other neighbors, including me, people who used to know him and befriend him, are now afraid of him, tries not to agitate him. Although sometimes it's a challenge. Since I've been living in my apartment, there have been multiple, I don't even remember all, occasions where my next door neighbor has tried to strike up some kind of conversations with me, mostly when he's in his manic state and soon to be hospitalized. Sometimes I don't see him for weeks, even months, but sometimes he is ringing my house multiple times a day, always asking for some kind of favors or just wanting to talk to me about random topics. The first time this happened was 65 years ago. About half a year after I started living in my apartment. The first time I talked to him was after me and my university friend at that time were both walking to my apartment after a night out. We were both quite tipsy, and as we approached the doors of my apartment building, we both had a little bit of struggle in locking the code to get inside, because the lock system is quite old and glitchy. Suddenly we both heard a man's voice saying something to us from behind. He said, "Hello girls, what are you doing?" Trying to sound friendly, although we both got startled by him approaching and getting super close to us. We both looked at each other and then at him, and I replied, "Hello. We are trying to get inside the building, but the code and lock is glitching."